So good afternoon, everyone, and we're going to have our discussion for policing a multicultural society. So we have already discussed about those countries with low crime rate, which is the Japan, Egypt, Ireland, and Switzerland. Now we are going to discuss, as shared in your screen, the policing in a multicultural society. As you can see in many countries, the challenges of policing a culturally, racially, ethnically, linguistically, and religiously diverse society have preoccupied policymakers and academics during the last decades. Meaning to say, di ba, it has been in their minds, iba na puno sila ang kaning mga policymakers nato and as well as those in the academe, di ba, regarding on how, diba? How are they going to maintain the peace and order? How are they going to secure, diba, the lives of the people in that certain society? Knowing that, diba, they are diverse, there are a lot of variety, diba, there are differences. So meaning they're trying to uh, take into consideration or they're trying to think kung saon ba nila pag-address aning mga challenges in policing this diverse society culturally, racially, ethnically, linguistically, and religiously. A combination of dramatically increased immigration and police services that have often slowly or reluctantly recognized the need for and embrace changes within their organizations and practices. So meaning to say, 'di ba, because of these challenges of policing in this diverse society, now they also have recognized, 'di ba? They acknowledge that there is a need or 'di ba, they need to embrace changes in their organization specific to our police forces or our police officers as well as in terms of the practices on how they conduct policing has led to still unresolved tension and conflict between police and many members of the communities they serve. Although such difficulties are not unique to policing, the particular role of police in maintaining order and enforcing the law places them on the front lines of such conflicts and ensures that their activities will attract a great deal of media and hence public and political attention. Now let's move on, class, into discussing what is multiculturalism. So as you can see, it is an ideology that promotes the institutionalization of communities containing multiple cultures. So when we talk about multiculturalism, that is an ideology. But when we talk about, diba, it contains multiple culture kasi it talks about a lot or multiple societies because in each societies, there are different or there are multiple cultures involved. And when we talk about class, promoting institutionalism, meaning to say we are into the process of embedding some conception within an organization, social system, or specifically to the society itself, di ba? We're trying to establish something in that community wherein it contains multiple, daghan siya na mga cultures. In a political context, the term is used for a wide variety of meanings, so ranging from advocacy of equal respect for the various cultures in a society, meaning to say they're trying to have that equal respect in those different, di ba, mga multiple cultures na naa dito as a different po na society involved, to a policy of promoting the maintenance of cultural diversity, to policies in which people of various ethnic and religious groups are addressed by the authorities as defined by the group they belong to. So in sociology class, excuse me, multiculturalism describes the manner in which a given society deals with cultural diversity. So meaning to say, it talks about different na mga or variety, di ba, nagkalain-lain na mga cultures in that given na society. So meaning to say, when we talk about multicultural societies class, those are characterized by the people of different races, ethnicities, as well as different na mga nationalities living together in the same community. Also, in multicultural communities, what happens there is that, di ba, people would retain pass down, celebrate, and share the unique cultural ways of life, languages, art, traditions, and as well as the behaviors. But in short class, or the point there is that when we talk about multiculturalism, that is about, di ba? It talks about several cultural or ethnic groups within a society. Ayun. Next slide is about the APA. So in 2002, they defined multiculturalism as the awareness of cultural dimensions such as race, language, sexual preference, religious orientation, and education. And also, according to Erdogan, multiculturalism is the political and social system expressing that there is no problem in the together living of different cultural traditions, regardless of their cultural origin, based on the principle of equality. So meaning to say, class, that this definition that we have for multiculturalism, it talks about, di ba, another meaning in which, di ba, being aware. We know that there are different dimensions when we talk about culture, race, religion, di ba? So meaning in different societies, there are also different races, there are also different languages that they are using, sexual preferences, and different religious orientation, as well as in terms of education, in which that regardless of these cultural dimensions or the cultural origin, what they are having, I mean, based on the principle of equality, they're trying to make sure that there is no problems, di ba? They are going to encounter, or there are no problems encountered in which that they live together. Or in short, di ba, when they live together in a society in which there are different culture na mga traditions, di ba? There is no problem, or there will be no problem at all. Especially that they are basing it on the principle of equality, meaning that they are all respected, they're all equal, regardless if, diba, asa sila nagikan na culture. Next classes, we have two theories, the melting point theory and the salad bowl theory. So for the melting point theory class of multiculturalism, it assumes that various immigrant groups will tend to melt together, so abandoning their individual cultures and eventually becoming fully assimilated into the predominant society. Meaning to say, when we talk about melting pot theory class, its emphasis is on the combination of the parts into a single whole. Meaning to say, di ba, there are various immigrant groups. Lahi-lahi sila of culture, lahi-lahi sila of gigikanan, lahi-lahi sila of origin. However, they're going to melt together, di ba? They are going to be combined into a single whole. Himuon sila as one. So, the melting pot theory has been used to describe societies that are formed by an assortment of immigrant cultures that eventually produce new hybrid social and cultural forms. So, meaning to say, there is going to be a new, di ba, na siya bago na social and cultural form. So, meaning, aside from there is going to be, di ba, there is going to be a production of bago, di ba? Lahi siya, hybrid sa meaning, lahi-lahi ang naadiri, lahi-lahi ang naadiraan na social and cultural forms. And also, di ba, as in the first bullet, eventually becoming fully assimilated into the predominant society, meaning to say, they're going to be absorbed. Kung unsa man tong dominant sa society na culture, or unsa man sa na grupo ang dominant in the society, they are going to be absorbed. They will be assimilated. Diba? Mag-join sila dito. They're going to be combined into the predominant society, and then they are going to produce that new hybrid na social and cultural form. Meaning to say, they are now going to abandon their individual cultures. Diba naman sila lahi-lahi na culture living in the society, and now, in the melting pot theory, iisa na sila. So that is what we have for melting pot theory. However, class, when we talk about naman the salad bowl theory, it describes a heterogeneous society in which people coexist but retain at least some of the unique characteristics of their traditional culture. So meaning to say, compared to the melting pot theory class nga, di ba, ma-dissolve na siya, ma-combine na siya into a one, di ba, one group na sila, marag one society na sila. But in the salad bowl theory, they are going to retain, di ba, mabilin gihapon sa ilaha ang ilahang mga unique characteristics. diba, sa ilahang traditional culture, but they would coexist. So meaning they're still going to live together in that society. So daghan gyapon sa like culture, but they're living together in that society. Dili mawala ang tanan, diba, na mga unique characteristics of their tradition nga naa sa ilaha. The salad bowl theory asserts that it is not necessary for people to give up their cultural heritage in order to be considered members of the dominant society, which is the opposite of the melting pot theory, in which, di ba, belong na makumbay na sila dito sa unsa na predominant society, unsa ang predominant dito sa society, di ba, unsay milabaw dito sa society. However, in the salad bowl theory, di ba, you are still considered member of that dominant, unsa man ang mas nilabaw dira sa inyong society na culture. Diba? Unsa man na siya diraan na group ang mas nilabaw sa society. You are still considered as member without even, diba? Without even or necessary, diba, i-give up nimo, or isalikkoy nimo, walaon nimo imong cultural heritage. So that is what we have in salad bowl theory, which is why class, diba, these are metaphor. This salad bowl replace the melting pot na metaphor for American culturalism, for example, kasi because of nowadays, di ba, like ingredients in a salad, if you're to talk about, gikan ni siya sa salad, yapon class, di ba, salad bowl theory. So, mura na siya ingredients in a salad in which individuals can contribute to the whole while maintaining their own cultural identity. So, meaning, if you're going to imagine, di ba, mag-isip ta og salad. In a salad, the recipe, there are a lot of ingredients. However, if you're to talk about kanang mga ingredients, they're going to contribute to the whole, di ba, to the totality of that salad nga recipe. Without even, di ba nga, mo join sila dito, without even losing kung unsa ba tong siya nga certain nga ingredients. So, a salad bowl or tossed salad is a metaphor for the way a multicultural society can integrate different cultures while maintaining their separate identity. So meaning to say, they can still, di ba, integrate, incorporate, di ba, masagol gihapon nila, mabutang gihapon nila ang ilahang mga different cultures without even giving up or without even separating kung unsa gito ilahang identity or ilahang pagkakakilanlan. So in the next slide, class will show us the difference of the melting pot and the salad bowl. So the melting pot theory again requires that immigrants assimilate, meaning they need to fit in, they need to blend in, they need to adapt, diba? They need to adjust in order to become one common culture. Or for example, if we're talking about Americans, sumara siya ang diraa sa illustration. You will see here, class, nga, di ba, example, ang African, Chinese, Irish, Italian, Mexican, Russian. So, in the melting pot theory, they're going to, unsa ba, di ba? They're going to assimilate, di ba? So, until they become so, they're going to give up, di ba? They are no longer going to retain, di ba? Kung unsa to ang ilahang individual na characteristics, ilahang mga cultural heritage or ilahang identity. So they're going to become as one, di ba? One common culture na sa American. While in the salad bowl theory, basically calls for us to celebrate our diversity along with our oneness. So meaning to say, if you're to compare these two, di ba, this pot and this bowl, makita nimo that in the melting pot, they have already, di ba, assimilated. They end up having as one common culture na American, while in this one, they are still, di ba, they still have that oneness among these different na mga culture. However, they were able to retain naalang gihapon sa ilahang mga individual na characteristics sa ilahang uniqueness. So this is the difference, class, of melting pot and the salad bowl. Next are the characteristics of a multicultural society. Number one, they are made of people belonging to different ethnic groups, races, and nations. So again, as mentioned earlier, diba, when we describe or when we define the definition of multiculturalism, it talks about a variety, diba, a variety of society, a variety of cultures. So meaning, it talks about mga different culture, heritage, ethnic, di ba, mga ethnic groups, races, and nations. People in multicultural societies, they preserve, propagate and share their distinct cultural ways of languages, life, art, customs, and behaviors. Meaning to say, class, that they're trying to maintain, di ba? They're trying to retain. Ginapabiling gahapon nila ang ilahang distinct kanang uniqueness, the different. Di ba? Kanang murag ilaha lang yun nga sarili, nga cultural ways. Multiculturalism can exist on a national level or inside a country's community. So meaning to say it could either be at a national level, so it could either be as a whole country or in a certain community inside that country. So it can emerge naturally as a result of immigration or intentionally due to jurisdictions and legislation. So meaning to say, because of there are, di ba, we have already talked about immigration and of course, kaning mga uncontrolled or unrestrained na immigration, people, di ba, going from one place to another. So it's the reason why we are having this what we call multiculturalism. Next is multiculturalist policies strive to improve immigrant integration and social cohesion. So meaning to say that they are trying to make sure that they are still one. Diba? As a group, they are together in that society. They're trying to improve, diba? How they integrate, unsa sila makisama, unsa sila makahalubilo in that society, having that different cultures. Next is that the characteristics of multiculturalism are often diffused into the country's education system. So meaning to say, they are being taught, diba? They're being part of the country's education system. Kung unsa ba to ang unsa bang characteristics, unsa ba naa ng multiculturalism? It is being part of the country's education system, just like what we are doing right now. We are trying to discuss what are the characteristics of a multicultural society. There is no official culture or religion in a multicultural country that everyone must adhere to. Instead, all cultures are held in equal regard. Meaning to say, in a multicultural country, kung, di ba, daghay culture in that country, in that society, there is no official culture or religion. Meaning, o kanisya na country, daghay culture diri, mao ni ang inyong religion or culture. So meaning there has been no official yet na culture or region kasi nga they are trying to adhere to that equality, 'di ba? Fairness. The religion, I mean the cultures in those countries are being respected. By formally recognizing more than one language, multiculturalism promotes multilingualism, meaning to say, class, that there are a lot of individuals or people in that society using, di ba, multiple languages also. Kasi nga, since there are a lot of culture existing in that society, there are also different languages. Kasi in each culture, lahi-lahi man sa language, meaning it already promotes multilingualism, which is also the reason why, if you have noticed, in some parts or in some countries, dahil uban nga, they know how to speak 1, 2, 3 languages. While multiculturalism recognizes the right of every individual to practice their own culture, it does not advocate for division into isolated groups due to cultural differences. So meaning to say, they do not, di ba, acknowledge or they do not agree with individual or what we call isolation. Meaning, di ba, isolate mo, ilahi mo, just because you have a different culture from that dominant society, lahi kag culture sa kuha, lahi pa siya culture, we're going to isolate, di ba? Lahiu na to siya. So we're going to exclude them. So they do not advocate that. They do not practice that kind of division, di ba? Isolating group due to cultural differences. Kaya tungod lahi ka og culture from the dominant society, dili na dayon ka ma-appeal or you will no longer become member of the dominant society. So dili na nila gina-advocate or wala na nila ginasulong. And so, however, what they're doing is that they would acknowledge the right of every individual to practice their own culture. Meaning to say, you have the right, di ba, na kung lahi mo ang culture sa other person, you have the right to exercise it. Di ba, i-practice ang imuhang culture na imong naandan. It acknowledges that no one's human rights can be denied because of their cultural identity. So meaning to say, each of us, di ba, we have our own human rights. Na tayo sari-sariling karapatan bilang mga tao. So meaning to say, regardless ug asa ka, di ba, unsay mong cultural identity na gina-follow, you should not be denied. Di ba? Dapat dili ka ma-deny sa imuhang karapatan bilang tao. So it should be equally implemented and it should be respected as well, regardless of your cultural identity. And that is all about class, the characteristics of a multicultural society. Next is that we're going to discuss the effects of globalization to police service. So globalization, it is a growing interpenetration of states, markets, communications, and ideas. So also it is a process of interaction and integration among the people, companies, and governments of different nations, a process driven by international trade, investment, and aided by information technology. Meaning to say, mo ni siya ang process or proseso, di ba? When we interact with or when we integrate among other countries, people, companies, and government. And it is being aided by information technology or the technology that we currently have right now. This process has effects on the environment, culture, political systems, economic development, and prosperity, and on human physical well-being in societies around the world. So when we talk about globalization class, it does not only happen in a single country, but across the globe, meaning to say the entire countries in the world. So it is a package of transnational flow of people, production, investment, information, ideas, and identity. So a term used to describe the changes in societies and the world economy that are the result of dramatically increased trade and cultural exchange in specifically economic context. It refers almost exclusively to the effects of trade, particularly trade liberalization, or free trade. Also, class, in the next slide, when we talk about globalization, it's actually the same in the previous slide lang siya. Interaction, integration. So meaning, it really talks about how we interact, di ba? Our communication, our interaction with the other countries among the people, companies, and government. Ayon. Also, the process of international integration arising from the interchange of worldviews, products, ideas, and other aspects of culture. Meaning to say, we're trying to make exchanges with other countries across the globe or to the other parts of the world. So put in simple terms, globalization refers to processes that promote worldwide exchanges of national and cultural resources, advances in transportation and telecommunications infrastructure, including the rise of internet, are major factors in globalization, generating further interdependence of economic and cultural activity. So now, class, let's go ahead and watch a short video. So let me go ahead and share something with you. I'm going to share something. So let's watch, diba, for us to better understand what is globalization. Let's go ahead and watch a short video.
Globalization is a widely discussed topic. It is therefore not all that easy to explain such a complicated term in simple words. Let's start from the beginning with the background to globalization. Advances in technology, such as mobile phones, aeroplanes, telephones, and the internet, have made the growth of transport and communication networks possible. Amongst other things, this means that people and countries can exchange information and goods more quickly and in a less complicated way. This process is called globalization. Globalization comes from globe and means the worldwide coming together of countries and nations. Let's look at an example. Companies used to manufacture products in their home countries, just like the companies Profi TV and Supercolor, who produce televisions in country A. Their products are in direct competition with each other, but both companies pay the same salaries and production costs. They have the same customers, use similar suppliers, and sell televisions at similar prices. In short, the same conditions apply to both companies. So far, so good. Due to technical, cultural, and economic developments that have come about through globalization, other companies which manufacture products under different conditions can now offer their products in country A too. That's why a company from country B can sell televisions here at a lower price because they were produced for less. The local firms Supercolor and Profi TV have to react to withstand the competition. And so the world grows closer together, and there is an active exchange of goods between countries. More affordable products are available for more people. However, not only does an exchange of products and economic goods take place, but also of services, knowledge, cultural goods, and even languages. All of these individual elements are closely linked and influence each other. But where there is light, there is also shadow. Because of globalization and this intense exchange of goods, people and the environment often suffer. If a company decides to move production to an economically disadvantaged country, people in industrialized countries lose their jobs. At the same time, job opportunities open up to many locals in the economically disadvantaged country. Many people in these countries work for very little money in comparison to those in industrialized countries. Therefore, they often remain poor and more often than not do not have sufficient insurance, social insurance, or health insurance cover. A further disadvantage of globalization is ecological problems such as climate change. The use of aeroplanes, ships, and lorries to transport goods over international borders is constantly on the increase. This causes more carbon dioxide to be released into the atmosphere, which, in turn, is the main cause of global warming. Even national environmental standards are ignored. This is a further cost factor in the worldwide international site competition, which should be kept as low as possible to be attractive for a company. There are therefore many sides to globalization, which affect almost all aspects of life, causing me to think that the chain of positive and negative effects will continue to grow further. What's important is to realize that globalization itself is neither good nor bad. It just depends how people deal with all the new possibilities in the future.
All right, so that's it, class. So you already have a better idea about what is globalization. To put in simpler term, class, when we talk about globalization, that is the spread of the flow of financial products, goods, technology, information, and jobs across national borders and culture. Meaning to say, diba, the different people, diba, the different governments in that society, they are coming together. Diba? Because of that, what we call flow of financial products, the services, the trades, and the goods, and all of those things, diba? To include as well the information technology. Let me go ahead and share. So that is all about globalization. And later on, di ba, in the video, it was discussed there are some effects about globalization, not just the positive effects, but as well as the negative effects. So we are going to discuss that in the next few slides to come. So now let's talk about globalization in the Philippines. So the country is taking part in the process of globalization ever since the country signed agreements with the World Trade Organization in 1995. So that is one class that, diba, we have took part, diba, in this process called globalization. Now, globalization is very effective in the Philippines. It has allowed major changes in the nation like more labor, so daghanay nakatrabaho, diba? Kasi we're talking about, a lot of other kaning mga countries, di ba? They're already investing here in the Philippines. They're already sharing, di ba? There is already a flow, di ba? a flow of the products and as well as the services in our country as well, which is, di ba, coming from other countries across the globe. More Filipino and foreign companies have emerged in the nation in order to help the country's developing economy. Sorry. Now, class, let's talk about what are those advantages. Unsa ba ang mga positive effects of globalization? Number one, we have peaceful relations. So most of the countries have resorted to trade relations with each other in order to boost their economy, in which mo na siya nahitabo sa Philippines. When we signed, di ba, the agreement in the World Trade Organization in 1995, we were able to develop our developing, or we were able to improve our developing economy. So we were able to boost, di ba, na-enhance nato ang ato ang economy, leaving behind any bitter part experiences, if any. So meaning to say, regardless if there are some bitter part, di ba, na mga past experiences with the other countries, but we tend to leave it behind and we focus more on helping, di ba? We were able to have that peaceful relationship with the other nation that we might be having or naatay gamay nga murag past experience na bitter part experience, di ba? In order for us to be able to help each other in terms of improving the development, improving the economy, di ba? To develop the economy in that certain country. Next advantage is employment, considered as one of the most crucial advantages of globalization. Kasi nga, because of employment, more jobs are being offered, daghay makatrabaho sad, diba? And it will help the employment rate in our country. Globalization has led to the generation of numerous employment authorities, meaning to say, if let's say in a certain country, they have a serious unemployment, and when they take part, diba, mo join sila aning globalization, and what's going to happen is that it will open a lot of opportunities for employment. Daghay trabaho, daghay work na mga available. Companies are moving toward the developing countries to acquire labor force. So meaning to say, they're trying to look for a lot of people. Kung daghay companies ang mag-invest in a certain country, or daghan ang mga foreign na mga countries or kaning mga investments, then it would also equate, diba, equivalent ana is need more labor force or mga employees or workers. Education, a very critical advantage that has aided the population is the spread of education. With numerous education institutions around the globe, one can move out from the home country for better opportunities elsewhere, which is also the reason why, class, there's actually a lot of scholarships being offered by different countries. Meaning to say, if you're performing well in your studies, di ba, in the Philippines, then if you wanted to apply for a scholarship in other countries, then you have better opportunities waiting for you in those countries. They would have, di ba, mga different educational institutions across the globe, not just through scholarship, but if you wanted to study abroad, then you can already do so. And that is because of the globalization. Product quality. So the product quality has been enhanced so as to retain the customers. Today, the customers may compromise with the price range, but not with the quality of the product. Low or poor quality can adversely affect consumer satisfaction. So meaning to say, class, that in terms of the product, in terms of the gina-produce na mga products, di ba, mga materials, mga gamit, or whatever that could be, they're already looking into the quality so that they can retain customers. Kasi of course, if it has a good quality, meaning you can attract a lot customers, because nowadays, they're going to compromise regardless of the price range. Pag mamasig mahal siya, di ba? Which is also the reason why some of the luxury brands, di ba, daghay mo palit ana, it is because of the quality. And that is because of globalization. It also helps, di ba, enhance the product quality so that they can retain customers. That because of the quality, mobalik din ang ilahang customers. Neskin mahal siya, di ba? If you have noticed, kani mga different na mga luxury, mga branded items, daghan man gyud mga customers mo palit ana, even though that it is pricey, di ba, costly siya, but because of the because of the quality of that product, di ba, they were able to retain customers. Next naman, class, is cheaper prices. So globalization has brought in fierce competition in the market. Kasi nga, di ba, we're trying to have that flow. We're trying to have that interdependence with other countries, di ba, so it also opened up, di ba, competition, but it is a healthy competition in which, di ba, it would, some of the kaning mga establishments or mga businesses or kaning mga sellers, di ba, across the globe, they're trying to have it a competition, di ba, in terms of the prices. Kasi there are also instances in which not just the quality, but also they're looking into the price. If mo man na gina-consider sa mga tao karon, not just the quality. Kasi there are certain na mga companies in which they have both of them have good qualities, but looking into, di ba, if they're going to take a look at the price tag, di ba, they're going to go into a cheaper price, which is also the reason why there is a fierce competition. Di ba, hinay-hinay nila o make sure that it is not just the quality, but as well as it is affordable. Something that the great majority or the vast majority or the majority of the people can afford their products, not just the products, but as well as the services that they are offering. Communication, every single information is now easily accessible from almost every country of the world. Circulation of information is no longer a tedious or lack of interest task and can happen in seconds or just a click, di ba? Just a blink in an eye, makin pagpiyong pa lang nato, di ba? We can already get that information easily. It's readily available. The internet has significantly affected the global economy, thereby providing direct access to information and any products. And nowadays, information or even communication, it is, unsa naman, paspas na kayo siya. Di ba, we can easily communicate compared to in the previous, katong sa una pa, di ba, in the past, mga 1900, 1800, 17, it is somehow dugay kaayo ang communication. And nowadays, we would actually even complain, di ba, it's a sample, in some internet service providers, in some kaning mga telecommunications, we would actually complain if hinay, di ba, hinay ang signal sa internet, there are delays, di ba, mga technical difficulties in terms of communicating, di ba, with our loved ones or whoever that might be, di ba? So it really greatly helped the communication for accessible, di ba, accessible na ang mga information, easy and fast na communication. And also transportation, considered as the wheel of every business organization. Connectivity to various parts of the world is no more a serious problem. Meaning to say, if you wanted to visit, if you wanted to go from one place to another, you can already do so. Compared before class, diba? If you compare yun nato siya sa una, transportation, lisod kaayo siya. Kung sa ba mga modes of transportation before, we're actually using horses, mga animals, in, diba, from going from one place to another. But nowadays, we have what we call bullet train in some countries like Japan. Diba na natin mga trains, we have cars, automobiles. So there's actually a lot. Even airplanes, mga ships, diba? Today, with various modes of transportation available, one can conveniently deliver the products to a customer located at any part of the world. Meaning to say, it is not just you, diba, traveling from one place to another, but as well as your goods, your product. So you can easily, diba, if you're going to order online, in just, let's say, for example, if it is just within our area, diba, within an hour or two or pila lang, or within a day, moabot na siya. Or if you are going to order from, let's say, in Luzon areas or outside the country, it would no longer take less than a week, diba? Moabot dahil na to ang products. And that is one of the advantages that was brought by globalization. GDP increase, or the gross domestic product. This is the measure of an economy adopted by United States in 1991. The GDP, gross domestic product, the total market values of goods and services produced by workers and capital within a nation's borders during a given period. So usually 1 year, meaning mauni siya ang atuang total, di ba, na mga goods and services na produce sa mga workers diri sa atuang country in 1 year, or within, di ba, and capital within a nation's borders. Apil dito sa mga neighboring countries natin or sa mga national borders. Gross domestic product, commonly known as GDP, the money value of the final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of the country during an accounting year. Meaning to say, ang total, di ba, pila ba ang total nga na-produce sa atoa o na-produce ng mga products, ng mga goods o mga services within an accounting year. So normally or usually 1 year siya. So pila ba ang final na money value? Di ba ang equivalent, di ba, ang value sa atong na-produce na mga goods and services. So that is what we call GDP increase, and it also GDP and it also helps kaning globalization help a lot in the GDP increase. Next is that free trade. So it's a policy in which the country does not levy taxes, duties, subsidies, or quota on the export-import of goods or services from other countries. So there are countries which have resolved the free trade in specific regions. This allows consumers to buy goods and services comparatively at low cost. So meaning to say, class, that they are trying to make sure that it is at a lower cost ang mga goods and services from another region or another country. Diba? So they're trying to levy, diba? Kani mga taxes, mga quotas, imports. Kasi when we import and when we export, naagid na sila yung mga taxes, diba? Natin mga duties na din we need to follow. There are also kaning common thread is really the tax, diba? Pag musulod na sa diri, ibaligya siya, diba? There is what we call na tax nga ipataw ana. However, in this what we call na free trade, we are trying to make sure that it is still, di ba, ang mga goods and services are still at a lower cost. So meaning we're not trying to discriminate. For example, kung di ka ni siya other country, dapat mahal ni siya atong baligya diri So the government in our country, when we talk about free trade, we're not going to discriminate, di ba, any imports or interfere with exports, di ba, by applying kaning mga tariff, subsidies, di ba? Subsidies, kanang taxes, mahala nato pag magpagawas ta og products, mahala nato ni siya og tax, di ba? Mahala nato ni siya og kaning what we call taripa. Ana, di ba, kung mag-import ta, then kung mag-export ta, mahala nato ang mga subsidies. So, they would allow, di ba, because of globalization, they have this what we call free trade, di ba? They do not discriminate. Whether it's import and export, they're going to make sure that it is still comparatively at a lower cost kaning mga ginabaligya na mga goods and gina-render na services sa mga consumers. Travel and tourism is one of the advantages of what we call globalization. It promoted tourism to great heights. Kasi nga, di ba, because of globalization, because of the exchange, di ba, of information, our relationship, di ba, with other countries, we were able to promote tourism. Di ba, ato ang country, we were able to promote it from another country. International trade among different countries also helps in increasing the number of tourists that visit different places around the world. So meaning to say, because we are, di ba, our country, there are a lot of countries who would take, di ba, or who would participate or take part in some international trade. Meaning to say, they're going to go to another place, di ba, if there is what we call mga trade, di ba, they're going to showcase unsa ba ni ang ilahang mga products, unsa ba ilahang mga services. So they're going to showcase, and also it would actually, di ba, help our country in terms of the number of tourists na mag-visit sa tuang country or to visit that country's place. So meaning to say, if we take part, di ba, in that buying and selling of goods and services, international trade, they would get curious, di ba? Oh, gikan ni siya diri sa Philippines, di ba? Let's say ang Marikina shoes, if they wanted, di ba, nga nindot ang, or let's say ang delicacy in this place sa certain country, then it would attract tourists to visit our country. Now, external borrowing. So with the help of globalization, there is opportunity for corporate, national, and subnational borrowers to have better access to external commercial borrowing and syndicated loans. So meaning to say, di ba, we have already this opportunity na manghiram. But of course, for a for a good cause man pod ang paghiram, di ba? It could either be because of a business, di ba? So we have already an opportunity to borrow, di ba? Money from other countries, di ba? External commercial borrowing. So we have now the opportunity or the ability to borrow with the help of globalization. Now, class, those are just a few of the advantages that we get out from the globalization. However, we also have this what we call disadvantages of globalization. Number one, we have health issues, which is, diba, health issues was mentioned earlier in the video. Globalization has given rise to more health risks and presents new threats and challenges for epidemic. Example to it is the dawn of HIV, AIDS, having its origin in the wilderness of Africa. The virus has spread like wildfire throughout the globe in no time. Food items are also transported to various countries, and there is a matter of concern, especially in case of perishable items. So meaning to say, class, diba, just like COVID-19, diba, this is also brought about by globalization or even those other na mga viruses, asa ba siya nagikan? Kasi nga, diba, because one of the advantages of globalization is transportation. So meaning to say, because of this, di ba, now we have easy access, we can go from one place to another. Also this, kani mga threats, di ba, mga threats sa ato ang health can also be transported, can also be spread out without us even knowing it. Loss of culture, so with large number of people moving into and out of the country, the culture takes a backseat. People may adapt to the culture of the resident country. They tend to follow the foreign culture more, forgetting their own roots. And this can give rise to cultural conflict. So meaning to say, klase ba, each year, pila ba ka, unsa ba kadaghan ang mga ga-abroad, di ba, mga to of other country. So meaning to say, when you are already in that country, you of course, you are still trying to retain your own culture, but some people would tend to adapt, di ba? Ilaha po dyan, i-adapt kung unsa ba ang culture nga naa dito asa sa country nga asa sila. In which, what would happen, some would actually forget, malimtan na nila kung asa sila nagikan, unsa ba ang ilahang culture. So which is also one of the disadvantages that we have in globalization, especially for those good nga naga, di ba, moadto sila of another country, mag-eskwela, magtrabaho, or for whatever purpose that they will have to move out, di ba, sa ato ang country. So meaning, there is a chance that they will have, di ba, they will lose their culture. Next is the uneven wealth distribution. So it is said that the rich are getting richer while the poor are getting poorer. In the real sense, globalization has not been able to reduce poverty. So meaning to say, class, di ba, nga in terms of globalization, not everyone, di ba, dili magid ang tanan. Like, when, let's say, for example, if we talk about improvement, development, dili magid tanan are going to improve. Not everyone is, di ba, mag-develop sila. So, meaning to say, those poor, di ba, who were not given opportunity, di ba, na to take advantage of globalization, samot sila og kapobre. While those who are rich already, mas disamot sila og dato because of globalization. Meaning, there is what we call uneven wealth distribution because of globalization. And the next naman, class, is we have environment degradation. So meaning the industrial revolution has changed the outlook of the economy. Industries are using natural resources by means of mining, drilling, which puts a burden on the environment. So meaning to say, we're not just only utilizing, di ba, katong kaning information technology, di ba, but also the environment itself. So meaning to say, there is what we call kaning mga effects in our environment. So meaning, nagkahinay na siya og ka-degrade. Di ba? Nagkahinay na siya og na ay mga harmful effects sa atuang environment. So meaning to say, it is now being naga-deteriorate na atuang environment. Because for example, kaning mining drilling, so we're trying to make use of the natural resources. And in globalization, it will also involve the use of the natural resources, the use of our environment. So meaning to say, we are now, di ba, nag-degrade na siya, nag-deteriorate na siya. It is some of the environment are being humiliated, di ba? They're being, di ba, they lost that respect to our environment na sobrahan lang po ang ilahang pag-utilize or paggamit sa tuang mga natural resources. It is not already being, wala na siya na-manage, wala na siya na-handle properly. But not at all, di ba? Diligid siya, I mean, I'm not saying it, di ba, at all, but at some point, di ba, there is already what we call deterioration or degradation, di ba? Meaning they're causing damage, harm to the environment. Next is disparity, inequality. So though globalization has opened new avenues like wider markets and employment, there still exists a disparity in the development of the economies. Structural unemployment owes to the disparity created. Developed countries are moving their factories to foreign countries where labor is cheaply available. So meaning to say, there are inequalities, di ba? Dili lang gihapon siya fair. Even though that, di ba, there is what we call availability of kaning mga jobs or works, but some foreign countries, nagabangita na sila og mas cheaper, di ba, ang labor cost kung asa do it will open, di ba, daghan may makatrabaho. However, di ba, naghapon siya great difference, naghapon siya disparity, di ba, naghapon siya kalahian, di ba, there is a significant difference in terms of kaning ginatawag nato na mga sa development sa economy. So meaning to say, for example, developed countries, di ba, they're going to what? Di ba, instead of diri as ato ang own country or some countries, di ba, example, in some countries, instead of dira nila, di ba, dira sila magkuha og labor force, meaning dira sila magkuha og employees, dira sila magkuha og workers, but because, di ba, there is another country, another foreign country, na mas cheaper ang labor cost, so dituan nila ginabutang ang ilahang country. Ang ilahang kaning business, di ba? Which would lead to a disparity or inequality in terms of kaning sa employment. So di ba, instead of diri sa sample sa Philippines, instead na sa Philippines siya nila ihatag, di ba, sa mga tao sa Philippines nila ihatag, but they have seen cheaper, di ba, mas barato ang labor cost, mas barato ang bayad dito sa mga tao dito nga nanabaho, gamay ang bayad sa ilaha, so mas dito sila naga-move, di ba, ginabalhin nila ilahang factory dito sa another foreign country, and that is what we call disparity or inequality. Conflict has given rise to terrorism and other forms of violence. Such acts not only cause loss of human life, but also huge economic losses. So later on, class, we'll discuss what are the effects of globalization to law enforcement, which is the next slide after this. And then lastly, the cutthroat competition. Opening the doors of international trade has given birth to intense competition. So this has affected the local market dramatically. The local players thereby suffer huge losses as they lack the potential to advertise or export their products on a large scale, therefore the domestic market shrinks. So meaning to say, class, di ba, grabe ang competition. Though kaganiha, in the advantage, di ba, it would open, di ba, there is a competition in terms of the cost, di ba? So meaning if there are a lot of competition, so some countries or some of the mga businesses, di ba, they are also going to level to that competition. Kung barato ang iyahang baligya sa aning product, di ba, they're going to level up that. Di ba, i-level nila na siya, mupantay sila. Or dili gud siya mupantay, but as well as closer to that price. Di ba, nga price range sa product or kana siya na service. But there is what we call cutthroat competition, meaning because of globalization, di ba, sa international trade. So because di ba, some big companies, di ba, example sa mga handbags, sa mga shoes, o sa mga products, what product that ang sabi na siya ng mga products, ang sabi na siya ng mga services, if a certain, di ba, kaning mga local players, mga local na mga producers, di ba, kaning mga local na mga business owners, if they cannot compete in an international trade, mahitabuan na they are going to shrink, di ba, the domestic market, the local market that we have is mag-shrink siya kasi they cannot compete with the other na mga businesses kasi they have the ability. Diba? Ang ilahang potential to advertise and export products on a larger scale, mas dako ang ilahang possibility nga sila ang, diba, sila ang maka-export compared to those na mga, especially kaning mga micro, diba, na mga micro businesses, mga ginagmay nga business. So meaning, there is really na cutthroat competition yun siya. Diba, grabe yun ang ilahang competition in terms of kaning sa mga international trade. And of course, not all naman na businesses have the ability yun nga ilahang ma-advertise. However, nowadays naman po, di ba, there are a lot of platforms being used by our kaning mga business owners on how they can be able to advertise, di ba? Not just in the country, but as well as, di ba, in the international level. They are using a lot of mga platforms, di ba? We have TikTok, we have the Facebook, di ba? Unsa pa ba? We have also the Instagram, in which because of globalization, di ba, we were able to do that. However, there are still others yun, di ba, na mga kaning mga micro, mga small ng mga business owners in which they do not have that potential, di ba, to advertise or export. Though they have that capability or they have that potential to advertise or export products, but if you are to compare that with big companies, mga big business owners, it is really totally kayo siya. Di ba, grabe siya, it's really cruel yun ang competition in terms of kaning sa international trade. And those class are just some of the disadvantages that we have about globalization. Next naman, class, is the effects of globalization to law enforcement. So it is not just about, di ba, the products, di ba, in that aspect, services sa consumers, sa producers, but as well as globalization has an effect to law enforcement. So number one, the facilitation of transnational crimes and criminals can be easily achieved. Kasi nga, di ba, we have already access to everything. Di ba? It is already accessible. In terms of transportation, di ba? Dali na lang kaayo siya. If it is about drug trafficking, drugs can be easily, di ba? Pwede na siya. If it is gikan siya sa US or let's say in the Philippines, if we want to export, di ba? Gina-export na karon ang drugs, or let's say for example, if we wanted to do, di ba, drug trade, we can already do that. Di ba? It can facilitate different transnational crimes because of globalization. There is a need for transnational policing. The cooperation among police organizations in the world is vital. So meaning to say, because of this facilitation, di ba, ma-initiate na, makakandak na ang mga transnational crimes that, di ba, go across the national borders. So meaning to say, there are a lot of crimes being committed, not just in our country, but as well as to another, di ba, another countries, or what we call, di ba, crimes that will take place in across the national border beyond, di ba, ditoa sa atuang or kanang across sa atuang mga national borders. So meaning to say, because of this transnational crime, we also have this what we call transnational policing. We're trying to maintain, di ba, the peace and order. We're trying to secure, di ba, we're trying to secure the lives of the people, those in the national borders. So, in which the cooperation among police organization, not just in our country, but as well as to those, di ba, across the national borders nato, di ba, we are also going to make sure that they are involved, they are cooperating. Training instructions for incoming law enforcement officers must include advanced computer to prepare them as cyber cops so they can be better prepared to deal with cyber crimes. Kasi nga nowadays, di ba, there are crimes are not only being committed, di ba, physically, di ba, makita na to, but now it can also be committed in the cyberspace, which is also the reason why it gave birth to what we call na mga cyber crimes. Those crimes that are committed, di ba, sa cyberspace. So meaning, it could either be in some social media, di ba, kaning mga video, kaning mga kaning mga pornography, di ba, or let's say for example, kaning mga crimes nga, let's say libel, cyber libel. So those are actually some of the crimes that are currently, di ba, nahitabo sa atuang society. And in terms of those na mga incoming law enforcement like you, di ba, in the future, you should be equipped. It should be part of the training curriculum or instruction. Kasi that, again, the world is changing, the world is evolving, and we should not only be focused, di ba? Dili lang ta dito mahibilin sa mga old na mga practices, but we need to adapt, di ba, kaning mga advanced computer na mga learnings or mga discussions so that you will also know how, di ba, unsaon ba ninyo ni pag-prevent, unsaon ba ninyo ni sa pag-control, and you are prepared when you're going to deal with cyber crimes. Development of new strategies to deal with international organized crimes is a must. So meaning to say, same with making sure that there are training instructions, mga bagong training instructions, mga curriculum to address or to deal with cybercrimes, there must also be development, di ba? Mga planning of new strategies. Dili pwede nga katong gigamit nga strategy in 1900s, mora gihapon karon in the 21st century. There must be a development. There should be changes or modification that should happen in the strategies on how to deal with this international na mga organized crime. How are we going to disrupt this? How are we going to, di ba? Unsa ba nato ni sila pagbungkag sa mga international organized kaning mga grupo na ni siya. Provisions of law enforcement with updated legislation related to modernization theories of crime. So meaning to say, we're trying to make sure, di ba, changes, we're trying to modify. We're looking into, di ba, making, di ba, following or ato siyang ginarelate in the current theories of crime. Unsa ba ang nahitabo, di ba, in the current nato na society. So meaning, we must be able to make sure that these provisions, kanisa, di ba, sa mahitabo ng mga provisions, mga changes in our law, di ba, sa ato ang mga law enforcement. Dili man again pwede nga mag-rely lang ta kung unsa ang nao, kung unsa ang existing. But we need to make some changes. Di ba? We need to provide some updated na mga legislation, di ba, related again to the modernization theories of crime. Kung unsa ba to ang nahitabo in the modern society. And next to it, class, is that if we have effects of globalization, what are the threats? Di ba, unsa ba ning mga threats sa atuang globalization? When we talk about threats, class, we are talking about, di ba, unsa ba ang di ba, kaning murag hadlok, di ba? Unsa ba ang ma-inflict ani sa tua? Unsa ba ang kanang unsa ba other word ani siya? Unsa ba kanang harm, di ba? Na atuang unsa ba damages, unsa ba kanang harm ani sa atua, di ba? Sa atua kaning globalization. So relating it to law enforcement gihapon. So unsa bang threats of globalization? Unsa bang harm, di ba, na maidulot, di ba, mabring sa globalization sa atuang law enforcement? Number 1, increasing volume of human rights violation evident by genocide or mass killing. So meaning to say, di ba, daghan kaayo ang kanang when we talk about genocide, that is about mass killing, di ba? Daghay mamatay or daghay ang there will be a lot of lives na mawala. So ayun, di ba? Genocide, it is a crime where acts are committed with the intent to destroy, di ba? Is it an national, ethnic, racial, or religious group? So meaning killing members of the group or mass killing sabay-sabay, di ba? The intent to kill, di ba? Ato siya. Next is that the underprivileged gain unfair access to global mechanisms on law enforcement and security. So meaning to say, di ba, those who are not, di ba, privileged enough, di ba, dili wala sila tagai o kanang pribilehiyo or privilege, di ba, to gain access to the global mechanism about law enforcement and security, most probably it is going to be a threat. So meaning there is unfair access sa mga law enforcement to security. So meaning to say, dili sila matagaan, di ba? They will not be informed about what's already happening in the global, di ba, sa global na situation about this law enforcement and security because they are unprivileged. Di ba? Wala sila matagai o bili or they were not given a chance di ba? To have this kind of access sa mga global mechanisms, di ba? They are kanang what we call, unsa ba commonly, unsa man yung mga underprivileged. Those people that have less money, di ba? Those people who belong to the lower class in the society, those who have lack education. So those people, di ba, in the society, di ba, if they were not given some advantages in the kaning regarding aning mga mechanisms, di ba? Unsa ba ang naa sa law enforcement in society? So meaning to say, it would really bring, di ba, threats to the law enforcement and to those people. Conflict between nations, kasi nga again, di ba, conflict will arise because, of course, normally what is the cause of conflict? That is because the commission of mga different crimes. And of course, part of that is also, di ba, the competition as well. Transnational criminal networks for drug trafficking, money laundering, and terrorism. In which this one later on class, we're going to discuss what are those examples of transnational crimes. So meaning to say, it will have already a network. It will already have an access, di ba, to this drug trafficking, kanina mga criminal activities. It would allow the commission of these crimes to happen. Muna siya ang threat to globalization on law enforcement. Another naman is the effects not just in law enforcement, but as well as unsa may effect niya sa human rights, 'di ba? To our rights, 'di ba, as a human. The effect of globalization on the state-based human rights violations will depend on the type of state and its history. So in general, analysts of globalization find that states' international integration improves security rights, but increases inequality and threatens the social rights and citizens. Findings on the effectiveness of the international pressure on state human rights policy suggest the target must be structurally accessible, internationally sensitive, and contain local human rights activists for linkage. So meaning to say, class, that they were able to improve aning mga, there is improvement, diba? In totality, or the end point to it is that there is really what we call a positive effect of globalization in terms of human rights. So meaning to say, it improves security. However, diba, there is an increase, diba? Though we have already improved in terms of making sure that our human rights are implemented, it is being respected, but on the other hand, diba, naagid siya always nga kanang harmful effect. Diba, there is always a negative side to it. There is what we call increased inequality. Diba? And threatens the social rights and citizens, meaning there is unfairness that is going to happen. Even though that there is already improvement on how we secure the rights that we have as a human, but there will still be unfairness. Diba? Naagihapoy inequality, dili gyapon siya equal, dili pa siya fair to everyone. Next naman is the opportunities for law enforcement. Number one, while globalization brings the threat and many other threats to law enforcement, opportunities like the following are carried. Number one, part of the opportunity in law enforcement is creation of international tribunals to deal with human rights problems. So meaning they wanted to create, di ba, a tribunal, a place in which they can deal with human rights na mga problems or let's say mga violations. Humanitarian interventions that can promote universal norms, and link them to the enforcement power of states. So meaning, there is what we call intervention across the globe. Diba? Meaning, they wanted to promote a universal norm. Unsa ba ang accepted sa universal na society or to a society. Diba? And of course, to have that linkages to the enforcement power of that different na mga states. Meaning they wanted to form, di ba, a universal na norms and link to those other na mga countries. They wanted to have that intervention when we talk about humanitarian di ba, makatao, di ba, makatao na intervention. They wanted to promote human welfare, di ba, concerned with the welfare or intervention that is concerning with the welfare of the human. Transnational and professional network in cooperation against transnational crimes. So meaning to say they need to build cooperation, they need to build a network in which, di ba, those that are part of that network and that those who are going to cooperate, they're going to fight against those transnational crimes. And lastly, global groups for conflict monitoring and coalitions across transnational issues. So meaning to say, they're going to create a global group, di ba? Who would monitor. Not just about ito sa number 3 class, di ba? Transnational Professional Network and Cooperation, but as well as they are going to have a global group for conflict monitoring, a group that is going to monitor the conflict that will arise, that will be arising, di ba? In that globe, or di ba, across the countries in that globe, and coalitions across transnational na mga issues. So meaning they're going to build, di ba, an alliance, di ba? It's a combined action, a global effort to address, di ba, to monitor the conflict and make sure, di ba, that they are trying to address these transnational na mga issues. And that is all about class globalization, the advantages, disadvantages, the effects of it, di ba, the threats of it to law enforcement, as well as what are the effects of that on the human rights and what are the opportunities of law enforcement along with the globalization. Now we are going to move on to the last topic that we have, which is about the transnational crimes. So when we talk about transnational crimes class, this refers to a crime that takes place across national borders, meaning to say, it would affect the interest of more than one state. Dili lang kay dili sa tuang country sa Philippines, but it would affect the other countries. It could be our neighboring countries or any other state or country. It is a term that has been used in comparative and international justice studies in recent years to reflect the complexity and enormity of global crime issues. So meaning to say, what we are trying to diri sa transnational crimes, 'di ba? It has been, 'di ba, murag focus. It has been one of the topic, 'di ba? One of the kaning ginastadihan sa comparative in international criminal justice. What is the difficulty, 'di ba? What confuses? What are the confusions as well as the complications aning mga global crime issues that we have? The seriousness, di ba? Unsa ba ang gravity? Unsa ba ang scale sa gravity aning mga global crime issues? These are the things, di ba, that has been used in comparative and international criminal justice study. It is defined by United Nations offenses whose inception, proportion, and or direct or indirect effects involved in more than one country. Again, di ba, it does not involve only one country but more than one country across national borders, 'di ba? More than one state, not just the interest, 'di ba? Not just in one country siya nahitabo, but across more than, 'di ba? It involves more than one country. So there are actually many activities class that can be characterized as transnational crime, 'di ba? Later on, we're going to discuss what are those examples. In the next slide, which is number 1, examples of transnational crimes that we have. Number 1 is money laundering. So this is the concealment of the origins of illegally obtained money, typically by means of transfers involving foreign banks or legitimate businesses. So meaning to say, they are trying to launder the money, di ba? Di ba? This is in an illegal way. So meaning, di ba, kanang ilahang murag, unsa ba kanang kung tawag ani oy, kung sa mga salida pa na siya, di ba? They're trying to kanang ginakuha nila ang kwarta, di ba? Ginakonsil, ginatago nila ang kwarta. They would in some movies, you will see nga na sila ginabuhat ng mga paper company, di ba? So that is, di ba, when we talk about money laundering, it is the illegal process of making large amounts of money, di ba? Mokita sila og daghan kwarta but generated through criminal activity. So kana siya. So this concealing or disguising the origins of illegally obtained proceeds so that they appear to have originated from legitimate sources. So meaning, di ba, ginatago nila kanang kwarta nga gikan from criminal activities. Di ba? They would conceal it, di ba? Asa ba siya nagikan? If it is because of drug trade, if it is because of terrorism, di ba? Terrorist funding ba siya? So they're going to conceal the origin kung asa ba siya nagikan. Diba? That is what we do in money laundering. We're trying to conceal the origin kung asa bagi ka na siya nga kwarta, so that it will appear as something na legitimate siya nga source of money. Kana siya na kwarta. Drug trafficking is the commercial exchange of drugs and drug paraphernalia. This includes any equipment used to manufacture illegal drugs or use them. So meaning to say, when we talk about naman drug trafficking, this talks about, di ba, we are trying to, di ba, do about drugs, di ba? And this is actually the major source of revenue for those organized crime groups that we have. Di ba? Some of them, they're going to have, I mean, in a form of what? Kung sa bani, di ba? It would also involve some forms of crime such as firearms, napod siya modern slavery, napod siya immigration crime. But in ano class, di ba, when we talk about drug trafficking, that is more of kaning illicit, di ba? We're trying to do an illicit trade of drugs, di ba? Manufacture, cultivation, it could also involve as the distribution, sale of substance, di ba? Not just from this country, but as well as, di ba, it is an exchange of drugs and drug paraphernalia. Kanang ginagamit, di ba? Ano mga drug users, ano siya. So we're trying to traffic, we're trying to exchange that from one border to another border, or from one country involved to another country involved. While for the human trafficking, what we're talking here is about humans. Kung sa drug trafficking, the focus there is more on drugs, and human trafficking, we are trying to, di ba, the focus there is on the humans. So meaning these are the illegal movement of people typically for the purposes of forced labor or commercial sexual exploitation. Meaning to say, we are trying to, unsa man, kanang, di ba, move nato ang people. So say, for example, for sexual exploitation, meaning, common to this one are those mga individuals, di ba, kasagaran ani na, who belong to the lower status in the society, katong mga, let's say, for example, ang mga bata, di ba, kanang mga pagala-gala, kanang mga homeless, kana siya, mga homeless na mga bata. So, some of them, mo na siya ang ginakuha, di ba? Or kanang mga nagapamalimos, kana sila class, di ba? So, and when we look at kaning sa mga salida, di ba, commonly, kana manggit sila ang mga involved sa human trafficking. Kaning walay mga family, di ba? Wala sila ginaulaan ng mga family, mga palaboy-laboy, dito sa kalye. So, they are, di ba? Some of them, or they are being, di ba, the subject of human trafficking, di ba, illegal movement of people. So meaning, ginadala dito sila sa, let's say, kung gikan sila sa mga provinces, kasagaran dito na nila ginakuha sa mga provinces, sa mga may bukid-bukid, di ba, sa mga kaning sa bani aside sa mga provinces dito sa mga bukid, di ba? Dito nila sila ginakuha, or in some far-flung areas, mga lagyo nga lugar, di ba? So, and they are going to trick them, ingnon nga dito in this ani na lugar, daghay pagkaon and all, di ba? You will be given kanang housing, you will be given shelter, your food, mga basic necessities, but in return for forced labor or commercial na sexual exploitation. So next naman class is we have here examples of transnational crime. Na fourth one is the cyber crime. So are generally defined as any type of illegal activity that makes use of the internet, a private or public network, or an in-house computer system. So anything na crime that is being committed, di ba, with the use of internet, that is what we call cyber crime. Terrorism, the unlawful use of force or violence against persons or property to intimidate or coerce a government, the civilian population, or any segment thereof, in furtherance of political or social objectives. So FBI 1997, so the unofficial or unauthorized use of violence or intimidation in the pursuit of political aims. So meaning to say, class, when we talk about terrorism, di ba, we are trying to, di ba, make use of coercion, di ba? We're trying to use threats, di ba, force or violence, di ba, against person or property. And I guess you are all familiar about terrorism. Sabi mo ito, there are bombings. That's an example, di ba? They would resort to violence. In terms of terrorism, it would always end up what? Casualties, na ay mga deaths, di ba? So also, the term terrorism comes from French terrorisme or terror, great fear, dread, related to the Latin verb terrere, to frighten. So the use of the word first appeared in January 1795 in the Times. And then, we also have characteristics of terrorism. Diba? Kaning mga violence, diba? Kani siya, what are those characteristics? So number one class, when we have here, is the premeditated or planned. So meaning to say, when we talk about terrorism, naplanuhan na siya. It is being, di ba, premeditated, di ba, nasabutan na siya. They have already talked about it. There is already a plan that has been created. Di ba? Naplanuhan na siya. Before pa na nahitabo, di ba, if it is in a form of bombing, ang ilahang terrorism, before pa na mahitabo ang bombing, naplanuhan na nila na kung unsang oras, asa ilahang bombahon, asa ilahang i-terrorize ba, di ba? And it is, and I'm sorry, and it is politically motivated, meaning to say, di ba, going back to the definition class, di ba, the unofficial or unauthorized use of violence and intimidation in the pursuit of political aims. So which is also the reason, one of the characteristics of terrorism is that it is politically motivated, meaning to say, it is being carried out in the interest of a particular government or a political party. Diba? Kasagaran po sa mga communist, diba? There are, I mean, terrorism, those are coming from mga communist parties, diba? Example, NPA, unsa pa ba? ISIS, diba? Those are some of the examples sa mga kaning groups, diba? Or kanang mga parties in which they carried out this terrorism. And next, it is aimed at civilians. Of course, di ba? Kinsa ba ang maapektuhan? Kinsa ba ang madamay, di ba? It will be the civilians. So, sila ang target ani, those mga innocent na mga civilians. And carried out by subnational groups. Meaning, when we talk about subnational groups class, it is the existing or occurring below a national level relating to or being a group or region within a nation. So, meaning to say, di ba, within the national, di ba? Di ba? Lower than the national level, di ba? Below the national level, it is those are sila ang mga naga-carry ana, sila tong mga naga-conduct anang mga what we call na terrorism. Sila ang kanang sila ang nagpasimuno, sila ang naga-support, di ba? Nagabuhat ana, di ba? Kaning mga subnational carried out by subnational groups. Those groups who belong to the kanang below the national level. So siguro within a certain place in a certain country, di ba? Within a certain region or a grupo in that certain region or a nation, ana. And lastly, we have class international crimes. So these are defined as crimes against the peace and security of mankind. So meaning to say, we're talking about the international level. Diba? That is peace and security, crimes against the peace and security of mankind. So the United Nations has defined the following as international crimes. So aggression by one state against another, threat of aggression, genocide, destroying a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. We have as well terrorism. It is also considered as an international crime. Diba? It would, of course, when we talk about international crime, as mentioned there in the definition, diba? It is, diba? Disrupting, diba? Ginaano niya ang peace and security sa mankind. Ano siya? So those are crimes against the humanity. Diba? Next is terrorism, and lastly, we have the drug trafficking. So aggression, being hostile or violent, diba? Having that violent behavior or attitude towards another state, diba? Readiness to attack or confront another state or another nation, another country. And then genocide is kato, you're going to kill, diba? A deliberate killing of a large number of people, diba? Whether it's national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. So that's the end, class, of the topic that we have for the prelim coverage. So make sure that you need to check those instructional materials that has been uploaded in your Google Classroom, and this coming, your scheduled, diba, within this week, you're going to have your oral recitation. And as I have mentioned that all of the discussions, diba, that we have used, katong mga material nga itong gigamit sa itong discussions, that will be the coverage of our prelim exam and as well as your oral recitation. Thank you so much, everyone, and you have a great bye.